Hi everyone, I'm Jess from Indigostarhealing. For those who don't know me, I was born an intuitive child. I have been seeing spirits and ghosts and talking to angels since I was a small child. I had Archangel Michael and Uriel come to me in my mid-20s. Yes, I do have parents who are very intuitive themselves and often call me the minute I'm having a mental breakdown, loose terminology obviously, having a moment, let's say. So it's a very interesting journey to experience. In my childhood, I was blessed with my parents from that perspective. Even though we grew up quite poor, I have always there's been a level of acceptance around my gifts and encouraging those. So I feel very grateful for them, and I've chosen them, so that's nice. There's also obviously been other lessons I've had to learn, as we all have, especially with our parents. We won't talk about that today. That's not what I'm here for. I just wanted to really introduce myself, and you can understand why I feel the need to share my knowledge with all of you. There's a deep sense for me to express myself, and I really have been longing for this for a while, and I have been dabbling here and there, but ultimately it's now to the point where I feel that the collective, really needs to hear what I have to channel. So I do channel a lot from spirit. That might sound whatever it sounds like to people, and that's okay. Basically, it's like as soon as I set the intention to say a message, the words just come out. I don't actually know what I'm about to say next, and I'm doing that right now in case you missed that memo. You'll notice that with any really good readers, whether they're psychics, angel card readers, tarot readers, whatever, they're just reading the energy, they're channeling, they talk very quickly because the energy is coming through at a higher vibrational pace that we don't have a moment to think. And that's because it's very heart-centered, it's very genuine, it's from source, yeah? So particularly in my sessions, those who know me, and the car just zoomed past, like, yes, that's correct. I talk 1,000 miles an hour, and it's because, I am gathering that information from a higher realm. Now, I do protect my energy, and I do protect those energies for those who come see me for clients. I definitely believe in unconditional love and having healthy boundaries, and ultimately I just want to feel at peace for myself and really be an authentic human. That's what my aim is in this life. I'm very blessed that I have my supportive husband and who completely accepts me in all of that space and really does seek to understand where I'm coming from as a spiritual human, as well as his lover, his wife, blah blah blah. So I'm very grateful. The biggest thing I suppose I'm getting at here is that it's really important to unravel who you are as a soul, beneath the ego, beneath what everyone wants of you. So if you're going around wearing a mask all day and you know that you're pretending you're so happy and deep down you're really depressed and sad, that's called wearing a mask. I did that a lot, particularly in my teenage years. For those who've known me for a long time wouldn't see that. I was always like the happy, bubbly one all the time and bouncing off the walls, and I was actually really quite sad underneath that. So now I very much express myself in the moment. If I need to cry, I cry. If I get frustrated, I let it out. We're learning to balance all that stuff, but it's not about repression, if I can speak, and really just being kind to yourself. Yeah. So I suppose that was it. I just wanted a bit of an introduction about me. Always wanting to help. I do think I'm a light worker. I do believe that. I am an empath. Most of my best friends and family are empaths. We're here to really just bring kindness to the world, but share our light. I did a retreat recently, our lighthouses, where we're all lighthouses. So we're not here to dim our light anymore. We will shine our light in spite of or despite of those who are criticizing us or judging us or have something to say, because at the end of the day it's got nothing to do with anybody else. It's how you feel about you and how you want to bring what you want to bring to the world. And as long as that you're doing that with intentionally kindness and healthy boundaries, which I know I've just said, but I'm just reiterating that there's a sense of freedom, there's a sense of being still, there's a sense of being kind and gentle, but also just being fun and joyful, right? Having joy is a very high vibration. So we really want to learn to connect with ourselves on a different level. And when we do that, people who are asleep, for want of a better word, really disconnected from themselves, or, really identify with their job and their home and their roles as who they are. I talk about this a lot. Usually sit in a bandwidth about this high, because to really feel high joys, you have to be able to feel the low lows. And what I mean by that is that's your shadow work, right? So the lower we go down, the higher we're able to go back up. And it's because, and then our bandwidth becomes higher. But what I mean by that, your lows might feel a bit dark sometimes, but you're able to reach the higher heights of love and compassion and joy for yourself. So that's where you really, when you do become more in tune with who you are, you feel those emotions more presently. You do become more sensitive because you are experiencing a lot of that. And I'm not to say shy away from that, because feeling the highs and the sincere realization of who you are, or self-expression of what you're here to bring to the planet it's bliss. There's no other word for it. It's absolute bliss. I am deeply passionate about what I do. I'm deeply grateful. I've also worked in community services for 13 years as well. So there's a sense of, bringing it all together in the world. And I just, I want to help people in alignment with how that feels to me. So, if you resonate with this, and we're going from a 7-year December into an 8-year in January, 8-year career, how to make money in alignment with who you really are, how to be a powerhouse in your career, or what does that look like, and to be financially stable in that space as well. That's kind of where we're headed in this next year. So it's very exciting times ahead. So I really encourage anyone who's on the precipice of really jumping over into starting their part-time business, or their spiritual journey, or a soul expression version of themselves, whatever it look like. It could be completely changing your whole career. It could be leaving a partner. It could be starting to date the best friend of yours, and tell them how you really feel. How can we be vulnerable? How can we be more sincere? Feel the fear and do it anyway. Because ultimately we're not going to know if that person, how can we show up for others when we can't show up for ourselves? Yeah. And what are we teaching the next generation of children as well? To keep wearing this mask because society tells us to, because it's acceptable. Well, that's no longer fun. That's why we have so much mental health. That's why we have so much illness, cancer, pain, trauma. We need to start to realize that we're not of the system. We have created the system, and we're an individual soul on a journey in a human body, having a human experience. And what does that soul need in this life? What do you want to experience? If you have an innate desire to go against the grain in your heart, and yet you're going to be judged for it, honey, I get it. I really, really get it. You're talking to the queen of this experience. And please, I just send you courage and love. I'm getting a bit emotional here. You can probably tell my eyes are watering up, because I really do relate to that. But what's the alternative? Hiding away, pretending that desire doesn't exist? No more. It's done, yeah? So, I had a friend said to me, I feel so lost and confused. I said, I'm really sorry. I feel the opposite for you. I feel like your internal compass is leading the way, but your ego is just keeping you stuck in fear. You're scared of what that will look like. You're scared of how beautiful and bright and what people may say. And that's understandable, right? You think about a lot of different people who go against the grain. What even is the grain? You've got people who want you to be all of you, and you've got people who want to control and manipulate you, and people who are scared and they prefer you to keep doing what you've always done because it keeps them feeling safe, but they're not happy in their life or their job or their relationship. So really, seek advice from people who, or if you want, you want to find your tribe, right? But seek advice from people who are actually genuinely happy in that space. Yeah, so seek out the people who are living their truth and feeling into that and working towards that. I'm far from perfect. I have so many lessons still, and I accept this, and I tell this to my clients all the time. And my regrowth really needs to, you know, it is the journey, and I know that's a cliche thing to say, but there's a reason. So we're incrementally working to becoming more of who we really are, and what does that look like? So I hope some of this is resonating with some of you today, and you just feel it hit your soul. And ultimately, I just want to give you permission. I want to give you permission because you're already enough just the way you are. Yeah? You don't have to lose 10 kilos, put on 10 kilos to be more worthy. You're already worthy. You don't have to wear makeup to be worthy. You're already worthy. You know, whatever you look like today, you feel like, depressed, sad, happy, obviously. You know, if you're wearing a mask, it's okay. You're still worthy and lovable just as you are. The journey, my sweets, is for you to realize that, for you to embody that within yourself, you know, for you to really understand that you're a soul having a human experience. And you look at a brand new baby, and that soul, that baby is worthy, and it just cries and goes to the toilet and sleeps. You know, it doesn't particularly do anything but be this beautiful little cute thing, right? And that's how is it just because we get older are we any different, you know? So, you know, it's learning to fully tap into what those desires are and finding that deeper truth for ourselves. So, yeah, I just keep hearing it. Sorry, I give you permission. I give you permission. I give you permission. I give you permission to be everything you are. I give you permission to follow your dreams. I give you permission to forgive and let go and stop caring and handing your power over to other people's opinions, because effort is so much freer when you just, you know, it doesn't mean it can't be confronting. Definitely, it can definitely be scary still. It's not that you won't feel the fear. I feel the fear. I'm not telling you fear ceases to exist, and that's, I think, where some people get confused with spirituality. How do I stop feeling scared? No, honey, no. You still feel scared. No, it can still hurt, but you're gonna do it anyway in spite of that, because you know that if you don't, you're gonna reject and abandon yourself. That's not very fun. It's actually a really shocking, horrible feeling. Something else I talk about with my clients a lot. You know, it's that sense of, oh, I'm really upset that person behaved that way. I said, did you ask for your needs to get met though? Well, no. I said, do you think you're actually upset with yourself? Yeah, I'm actually upset with myself. I'm actually furious at myself. Like, I feel like I've abandoned and rejected my own needs. I was like, so do you think that maybe next time you're put in that situation, you're able to find a way to communicate those needs and find a halfway point, you know? And this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. And, you know, really listening to that higher self and being like, hey, what is fair in this scenario? And people don't have all the facts. They don't have all the information. They don't know what you're going through that day to day. And most people just need to give people some grace. So anyway, on a side note, it's a beautiful day here. Weather is absolutely stunning. There's a gorgeous breeze. I feel ultimately blessed and grateful for my life and the person I'm becoming and how I show up for myself and others. And I feel truly content that I've gone through a lot of the darkness to finally get to this space where life feels a bit more free and light most days. So, you know, if you are feeling a bit dark and heavy right now, know that the more that you process that information and you allow it and actually feel into it and let it go, it will eventually transmute and you will start to stay in a higher vibration more regularly. And particularly once you start living your life purpose and stop pretending. Okay? Much love. Take care. Bye. New moon in Sagittarius tomorrow. That's another video. Bye.